No.
We should probably start this whole fucking thing again.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Let's move on.
Moving on. Welcome to
Moving
a
on
new episode of Yeah, No, I Know. Today, I posted on my story, and you guys gave us a bunch of good ones. We do a series that you're watching right now called Relationship or Relationship. And this is where one of you sends in a question. If you already know what we're going to say, great. But we're going to give you a little recap. We send in a question. We give solicited advice, whether it's good or bad. Hopefully, it's more good than bad.
But it'll always be from our personal experience and
our
perspectives.
hearts.
And
Yes.
our hearts. Yes.
So you guys sent in quite a few. And I will also mention, too, if you guys don't want to watch on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify, we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, all of the things. So whatever kind of format you're feeling that day, we're here for you. Okay. So we do these anonymously, so there will be no names given. She says, what do you think about giving your significant an ultimatum? For instance, I flew out of Canada to the US to go to a friend's wedding with my ex. Since the flights were super expensive, we planned together that I would stay at a friend's and meet up a day before the wedding where I would be dropped off by my friend in a different part of the state. My ex decided, so she's going to a wedding with her ex. Don't know if it's an ex-boyfriend, ex-fiance, ex-whatever, but interesting. I have gone to a wedding with my ex before as well, but we already had it planned and RSVP'd, so I'm a little confused already, but let's see. Okay. My ex decided to fly in 2 days before and even booked a hotel, especially when we agreed on a different date. After a few arguments, he says that he doesn't want to see me, uninvited me as his +1 to the wedding, and gave me the ultimatum of, quote, "You can change your flight or we can talk tomorrow." I spent 5 years wasting time flying to him and barely seeing my friends in the US, and he wanted to take me away from spending time with them earlier than expected, and so I changed my flight and haven't spoke to him since. Do you do long distance unless you really don't do long distance unless you really know someone? So I don't really know what the question is here because you're not in a relationship with him anymore and he's your ex. So
First of all, I don't know. Like, I personally wouldn't go to something with an ex unless I wanted to get back with them.
yeah, I'm thinking maybe they're like friends and he's just
He doesn't
trying to be
sound
controlling.
very friendly.
No, he sounds like he's trying to be controlling.
It sounds like there might be more to this story.
Yeah, there might be more to the story, but I think ultimatums are usually always bad for the most part. I don't think ultimatums are good. Like someone in my family was going to give their boyfriend an ultimatum about proposing, and I just like looked at her and I was like, don't do that. Like if you have to give someone an ultimatum to propose to, like
Yeah, no.
you're not in the same, you're on two different pages.
Yeah, I mean, unless the ultimatum is if you cheat on me, then I'm going to leave you.
Yeah, I mean, there is a time and a place, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the question was, what do you think about giving your significant other an ultimatum? I wouldn't consider this guy a significant other if he's your ex.
And I think
But
ultimatums are one thing, but somebody like saying what they want in a relationship, and if that doesn't jive with what you're willing to give, then yeah, you shouldn't be together. Because, like, if it's really important for somebody, let's just say she's in a relationship and he doesn't want her to go, but she wants to go and he's giving her an ultimatum, the ultimatum is coming from a place of what he thinks is important and a priority in a relationship. And if you guys don't agree, then that's going to be a really shitty relationship and it's going to be really hard for the rest of your life. So find someone who's on the same plane as you if you want to be a happy wife for the rest of your life.
yeah, and like, he can't just like change the, like if I were you, I would basically tell him to fuck off. I'd be like, okay, I don't need to be a +1, then I'm going to actually spend all of the days that I was going to be at the wedding with my friends because I don't really want to be like threatened into like spending less time with my friends. Like been there, done that while we were in a relationship together. So he kind of sounds like an asshat, honestly.
Next.
Next, my boyfriend of 6 years recently proposed to me back in March. We're beyond happy and our relationship is more than I could have ever wished for. We're taking our time with planning the wedding and just trying to enjoy being engaged. We haven't set a date yet because we honestly have more important things to take care of first, trying to get our first house, paying bills, etc. But everyone is constantly asking us when we're setting the date, and when we tell them that we haven't done any of that, they give us this weird look/response, and we're getting tired of it. I feel like they expect us to rush the wedding planning process when we're choosing to take our time. How do I get over this feeling and aggravation when I see their reaction to my response that I give them? What would y'all do? Please help. I will just go out on a limb and say like, that would be annoying. That would be annoying, but like also, I don't really care what other people's expectations are. So
Yeah. I feel like if you just tell them like we want to enjoy being engaged for a while.
yeah, that seems like a great answer. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah, like, we don't want to be, I don't want to be, I have the rest of my life to be a wife. I want to be a fiance for a while.
I think people are being more selfish in asking that. More like,
1,000%.
we want to go to the
They wanna go party.
wedding.
Yeah.
We want to go party. When's this going to happen? Where's the wedding going to be? When are you guys going to have kids?
Just tell them it's going to be a paid bar and they won't care when it is.
Yeah. Be like, I think you just have to like, I don't know.
I would find an answer that gives a response that you like. And I feel like if you told people, we want to enjoy being engaged. Like, you only have this portion for a very small time and we want to enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think they'd be like, oh, actually, maybe they'd think about it and reflect for a second instead of.
Yeah, don't give them anything else to judge you on. For instance, like when you said to us, obviously said it to us, like, we're trying to get our first house, paying bills.
Yeah,
like,
they don't need all that
Don't say any of
information.
that because they're just going to judge, well, no, you can do that later. There's never going to be a right time. Like, but if you just say, we're just trying to enjoy our engagement, that sounds like
what are
a
they gonna
really.
say?
Yeah.
No, hurry it up.
Yeah, it sounds like a really mature, like, good response.
Absolutely,
I don't know
yeah.
why people think, like, okay, so an engagement doesn't mean, like, we're about to set our date to get married.
No.
People, like, almost said misconfuse. People, like, misconstrue what that means. An engagement just means, I'm sure I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yep.
That's just the next step in a relationship. It doesn't mean that you need to set a wedding date. I don't know what's up with people's, like, thoughts, their thought process on engagement. To me, that's not what it's all about.
I mean, it's funny, though, because I do see people all the time now, like, they're engaged and then they're married within, like, a few months. I'm like, I did that. But
So did I.
But
I had my reasons.
That's not, I don't feel like that's the norm.
Yeah, I agree. I think you had a good answer. I think you just said we're just trying to enjoy our engagement right now and, focusing on some other things, and we want to do it right, but there will be an open bar. I think throughout the whole like planning wedding process, you're going to get a lot of opinions about so many different things about your wedding, your wedding dress, where it is, what time it is, whether you're going to say your own vows or not, all of those kinds of things. So maybe just use this as a good way to prepare yourself for that, because the opinions are going to be coming in hot.
Yeah, and this is probably good, like you said, practice for like tuning people out. Because you're going to hear a lot of voices and you're going to succumb to what a lot of people want. And you need to train yourself now on how to listen to your voice and follow that. Because in the end, you won't be happy. Like, there's a lot of people I wish I didn't invite to my wedding, but I felt compelled to.
Yeah.
Just like weird things like that. So
yeah, and it's a really special time in your life too. So you definitely want to like enjoy it and like just not take in things that other people say and turn it into like a stress for yourself and like an aggravation. So I think just like realizing and knowing that this is your moment and like your journey, and just not allowing other people's words to get under your skin. There is a book called Adjusting the Set, no big deal. This is like Between Two Ferns, like we're between two plants. Did you ever see that? Was that Galifianakis? Between Two Ferns. I'll have to watch that. He interviews like celebrities. It's just funny.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Between Two Plants. Here we are. There is a book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I believe that's what it's called. And you could do an Audible account and listen to some of those, and like maybe some like stuff about how to just let it roll off your back. Water off a duck.
And set boundaries.
Yes. This journey is about you, not pleasing other people. It's about pleasing yourself and your husband and enjoying the time. So I love that you're taking your time. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
So one more here for this episode. Okay, this is a certified relationship, but could use some advice on how to communicate with my sister and
I love
support her
that she referred
through.
it to that.
Yeah, me too. And support her through a breakup. My sister has been dating a guy for, okay, first of all, I love that you're trying to support someone through a breakup right now and getting advice. That's so cute. My sister has been dating a guy for about 4 years now. She started dating him after she graduated from nursing school. The first few years were long distance. She would routinely work 12-hour overnight shifts in the ICU and then drive 4 hours to spend the day with him and his family. Oh, fuck no. I hate this guy already. His family, 6 of them, were all living in a home that sounded like a literal living hell. There were 10 cats and 4 dogs, all of whom peed and shit all over the home. The kitchen was unusable. And on top of that, my sister has severe cat and dog allergies and literally could barely breathe being there. I'd be like, drive 4 hours and be in that hellhole? No, thank you. Eventually, she's decided she wanted to move closer and get a job in the neighboring town's hospital to him. She even moved in with that mess for a while. Oh no. After enough harassing from her family, she rented an apartment. Much to our chagrin?
I think she means surprise. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe that's a real word. I've never heard of it. The boy moved in too. Mind you, through all of this, before, during, and after the pandemic, he has been unemployed. This guy sounds like such a loser.
A winner.
He has no car, he pays no rent, and has no health insurance. He has a college degree in business, but has absolutely no ambition. This is like what we were talking about in the one episode. This is an employee. Like, why did you go to school for business? I mean, maybe if he was doing something else, I guess, within someone's business, but he definitely doesn't seem like he has a lot going. He has dragged her along, claiming he's going to day trade or become a pro video gamer. Never get a real fucking job or go back to school or literally anything besides sit on his ass. I'm scared to know how much money she has lent him over the years. She's incredibly kind and compassionate, and standing up for herself is incredibly difficult for her. Her entire family has both subtly and not so subtly tried to communicate to her that he's not right for her, that he's a lazy mooch and she deserves so much better. She's showing some signs of the love fading, coming home extremely often without him, never talking about him, etc. But I don't know how to support her and make her feel safe to cut ties with him.
So they're not going through a breakup.
No, it sounds like the love is waning and they're still together. And so she's trying to support her sister in kind of like whatever decision she wants to make, it sounds like. And she's also trying to encourage her sister to feel free to like leave the guy.
Yeah, I think it's okay to give your opinion, but if she's as sweet and loyal and kind and all that as you say she is, then she's not going to leave until she's ready. And she's going to have to feel like she gave as much as she possibly could before she's able to walk away from him. But it sounds like she will.
Yeah, it just sucks to see her wasting time. Yeah. He sounds like a real loser, and definitely a mooch. Supporting her, gosh. I mean, I guess it depends her demeanor. Like, how does she respond when you try to give her loving advice, unsolicited or solicited, about like her future and her future with him? If that was my sister, I have a not so sugar-coated way of saying things. I'm pretty blunt, so I would probably just be like, this guy's a real fucking piece of shit. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. But if you want to be loving and supportive, I that's a hard one. I would just come right out and be like, hey, so like, what's the plan? What's for your future? Like, do you want to have children with this guy? Like, how is he supporting you and you know, loving you and respecting you? Because I feel like the bottom line, he's not doing any of those things or showing up for their relationship.
No. She'll get sick of it. She sounds like she's a smart woman. I'm just envisioning a very smart young woman, and she's doing what she needs to do and not letting him, even his laziness, get in the way of her doing what she needs to do. And I think at some point she's going to get over it. And I think that you not putting pressure on her will help her make that decision. So just letting her know you support her no matter what she does.
And being a safe space for her to maybe like open up and talk to you about him without feeling like she's going to be judged or told to leave maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think just, a safe space.
I think you're right. I think that's probably the best way to do it, to just be like a place where she can vent and talk to you
Remind her
without
of,
being harsh about it.
yeah, and remind her what love actually looks like, you know? Like, it's not that, it's supporting each other and being there for each other, being kind, and, you know, and he'll prove himself. So just show her what she deserves through being her friend, sister, or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds like she's really sweet. So probably my harsh, the way that I do things sometimes probably wouldn't be the best way. I think you're onto something. Just being a safe space for her to
I'm
talk.
40.
Yeah, you got it figured out. Yeah, I don't know, just like because she probably has a lot of the family members, it sounds like, subtly and not so subtly telling her what's up. So I don't know how she
Yeah.
reacts to that, but she might kind of shut down a little bit and that feel like she can't really like open up to anybody. So maybe just having girl time with her and letting her know that you appreciate her and kind of just asking her how things are going and like being a space for her to vent and talk about her relationship. And then maybe you can give her a little bit of loving advice in there too about how she's feeling and check in with her, because that's what matters, is how he's making her feel. And it
Yeah.
sounds like she's kind of starting to get over the honeymoon
Yep.
stage possibly and realize that she deserves better.
Yeah, you need to allow her to give her brain the freedom to like work through this. And if people are telling her how awful this guy is, all she's going to do is be defending. If you let her just figure it out on her own, I think that's going to be the best thing. And just remind her that you're there for her. And if she did need to ever go anywhere, that you're there for her. But I don't know. If she says something about him, then definitely be like, yeah, I see that, you know. But I wouldn't be like, okay, let's talk shit. Like,
Yeah.
I just be like, yeah, you know, honestly, I see that too. And I'm surprised you put up with that. Like, it doesn't really sound like you. But, you know, if you're happy, then I'm supportive. But, you know, and then she's going to be like, oh, well, am I happy? Just trust me. Let her work it out. She'll figure it out. If there were like drugs or abuse or alcohol or anything like that, I'd be like, okay, different scenario. But it just sounds like she's working through it. And it sounds like she is coming to that conclusion. So I think just continue to do what you're doing, because it sounds like she's getting there.
Yeah, little by little. She's probably worried that a bunch of people are going to be like, told you so, too. And
yeah, nobody likes that.
Nobody needs any of that kind of like judgmental kind of attitude. So, yeah, I'm glad it's not my sister, because I'd probably be a little too harsh and just be like, what are you doing, lady?
Me
but
too.
I don't think that's the way to go about it. So,
yeah, I've had to learn to not do that, because that is how I would respond too.
yeah, I've gotten better. Oh no, she was driving 4 hours. No, yeah. She's been with this guy for 4 years now.
She was driving, was she in college? I forget.
Yeah, she was, she started dating him after she graduated from nursing school. Poor girl, like, she sounds like she is just doing a lot with her life. And
where do you meet a guy when you're in school? That doesn't
dating
work.
apps?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not from that generation.
I barely was on the market and in the dating app world.
I want to go. I would love to do dating apps just to like see if I was right about the person. Like, I think it's interesting to look at pictures. Like, my clients will be with me and they'll show me pictures of a guy and I'll be like, he looks like he's a dick, and he looks like he's smart, and he looks like he's nice. And
I love looking through their pictures because I don't have to date anymore.
Right. But I want to know if I'm right. I want to meet him and be like, oh, okay, cool, I was right. Bye.
That's funny. You know what? Somebody sent me a photo of the other day. There's in San Diego, there's Facebook groups where girls post pictures of guys they're dating or talking to on dating apps, and everybody chimes in whether they've dated him or not before and met him in person. How were they? Did they lie? It's called like, Are We Dating the Same Person?
It's like Yelp.
Yeah.
For dating.
It's like Glassdoor for dating.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. It's funny because you're not supposed to take screenshots, but she sent me one anyway because she was like, do you know this guy? Because it was like a firefighter in San Diego. And she's like, can you ask Nick if he knows this guy? And I was like, no, he doesn't know that guy. But it would have been real funny if like he did know him and had some tea on him. But I thought that was so interesting. Like the things that are out there nowadays, like you can't get away with anything. We were talking about that last night because we were watching what's this? The Jeffrey Dahmer, the new, there's a new, you probably wouldn't watch it. It's on Netflix. It's like a new, I think it's new, little docu-series, or not docu-series, like a little TV show about Jeffrey Dahmer. And, I was like, where the fuck was I going with this? Nick was like, you can't get away with anything these days. Like, you can't get away with killing people. Like, there's like cameras everywhere. I mean, it's a good thing. Like, trackers on your phones. And like, there's just so much out there. Like, you can't get away with anything at all. You can't even fart in public anymore. They have those. Like,
can't even piss in a pool.
No, they have those like is it like thermo goggles or something where you can see someone farting?
Yes.
Like I've seen a video of that.
Yep.
Anyways, so we definitely have some more relationship or relation shit. So we've got some more to go through, but
that about does it for. Yeah, we don't give it all away.
Yeah, we don't want to give it all away, make it too long. So
always leave them one more.
Yeah. And if you guys want to participate and have your question read in our podcast or talked about, then feel free to DM it to us on Instagram, or you can send it to us. We've got our email in the description box below. All right. Thanks for listening, guys, or watching, or whatever it is that you're doing. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.